Hey, what's up? This is Drew. Folks, we've got brand new 2 Minutes Late Night merchandise available now. We've got a Poser Cops double-sided t-shirt and a Weird Al Elvira t-shirt. And that's just in time for Weird Al Elvira's first video sketch. That's going to be coming out real soon. We shot a real fun video with her at Psycho Vegas as well as 27 other videos. So head on over to honorableswords.com for links to our merchandise and get ready for content because, whoo, it is coming.
Wow! It's 2 minutes to late night!
Alright, what's up, Diet Faygos? I don't like saying Faygo. It makes me feel weird. It sounds like a slur.
How about Faygonauts? Which is like an astronaut who drinks Faygo.
I'm the Faygonaut, bitch.
What's up, Diet Faygonauts? I could do the intro pretending to be you.
Yeah, you should do it.
What's up, little fucking chicken bitches that are all wet? We're at the podcast of the minutes to night having, and now we are here. And just use that. You can just use that.
Keep going. Why'd you stop?
So today we're talking about my feet. What's wrong with them? I don't know. Into several doctors. There's your fucking intro.
You're listening to Pod Minutes to Cast Night. We got Sam back. Hi, Sam.
Hey guys, I'm very hungover.
Oh no, why? What'd you do?
Yesterday was Sam's birthday party.
Yeah, I had my birthday. Drew got me this shirt that has Goku on it, and it says "Deep Fry My Pussy."
Hey, must be the
Hey!
I got a hot dog cup.
Yeah.
Drew also, he gave it to me in a box of matzah, of unsalted matzah, and then after the bar, all of my straight friends had left at 11:30, and all of my gay friends stayed and were like, "We're going out."
Yeah.
So we all went to a warehouse party, like a rave, and I was carrying a box of matzah, walking through boys going, and smoke machines and like fuck rooms, and I had a box of matzah.
You should have passed out the matzah and just like all the people who are on like the touching drugs, just people touching matzah aggressively. Would have been so, oh my God, it's so dry.
I had to explain unleavened bread to like 20 basic people that asked me. What is that, matzos? Why isn't it salted? So it's bread? Or is it crackers? I don't know why they're all Southern.
Yeah.
What is that?
What's going on? What's a yarmulke?
What's a keeper?
What's a suck it?
What's this tribal? Mean-a-ra.
All right, semi-related. I've been doing this new bit. Whenever someone says "chosen people," I go, "What? The X-Men?" And it always makes me laugh.
They were chosen.
They were the chosen. Yeah.
I think a lot of them were Jewish too.
Yeah.
So, it adds up.
Nightcrawler.
What did you do instead of go to the rave, Drew?
I was at the rave. Why would you think I wouldn't be at the rave?
You didn't go
He
to
didn't go to the rave.
He didn't go to the
Yeah,
rave.
he didn't go to the rave.
No one invited me to the rave. I would have gone. You know what I did actually that's really interesting is so we have a friend who just sold a TV show, and they're mega rich, and they have like a $9,000 massage chair in their house, and holy shit, I just sat in this like robot chair. I felt like the beep bell guy from Breaking Bad. You know what I'm talking about? He's in the wheelchair. And
Yeah.
Because you can't move.
The beat bell guy.
Beep bell guy. Yeah.
Hector Salamanca.
Yeah, Emmy Award-winning side character, the Beep Bell
Beat
guy.
bell guy.
Yeah, I have the Funko Pop of him. But I just sat in this chair and just like got the shit beat out of me by a robot chair and drooled and watched Venture Brothers. It was great.
That's awesome.
Well, I took matzah to a rave.
Yeah.
That's. Did the matzah have a good time? I forgot to ask.
I also forgot to ask.
No,
because
no
there was
comment.
no matzah. It was just a shirt and a hot dog cup.
Yeah. No, it's really because I was like I have to hide this present in something. I can't just hand him it. I have to like.
I thought you'd actually give me matzah, and I threw the box at you.
I know. I literally had to be like, "Give me a slice," so that you would be smart enough to open the matzah and realize slices.
A slice of matzo.
A slice of sa.
You guys want to go out for a slice of zo?
Do you guys want to get some matzos tonight? We're going to Becca Glassman's.
Wait, did your parents and or weird friends' parents ever make matzah pizza?
No.
Is that a thing only I had?
Absolutely not.
It fucking sucks, but it was a thing we did.
No, I'm really sorry. That sounds like something
disgusting.
parents would do to try to make. They would try to make Jew food cool, and Jew food sucks for the most part.
Oh, it's really bad.
Hey,
kids, come down. We made this bread pudding out of shoes.
Yeah. Hey, kids, we have this bread that's actually a cracker, and you can put either horseradish or apples on it. And that's it.
Hey, kids, you have years of imprinted trauma on your DNA.
Inherited.
Ancient imprinted trauma from years of suffering, and we're never going to stop talking about it. Never.
Sammy, why don't you invite your friends over for kishka and then explain to them what kishka is?
And then,
Invite your friends over. We're going to light these candles to remind ourselves that we have candles, and one time we didn't.
that's literally what matzah is. It's literally us torturing ourselves because we're going, oh, well, the Jews in Egypt didn't have time for the bread to rise, so they had to eat this garbage.
Right.
So now we eat this garbage so that we can feel like garbage, like how they felt like garbage, because we want to continue a long line of garbage people that will keep having more imprinted trauma and making more garbage children, and we put them all on fuck vans in Israel and feed them Zionist propaganda so that they'll be pro-Israeli and anti-Palestinian, and if you ever say anything bad about it, all American Jews will take a shit in your mouth and eyes and ears and nose, and no one's ever gonna fuck you.
All right, the Joker. Save your manifesto for Facebook, dude.
One more thing to add to that. Also, the haircut is stupid. It looks bad. But that
the
is
Joker. That's not the Joker.
Anytime that you say more than 3 sentences in a row, I think you turn into the Joker.
That doesn't make any sense. He doesn't do that. He barely talks in that film.
It's
He's
true.
got like
Are we talking about Jared Leto? Because I didn't see that one.
Jared Leto. We're talking about Jared from Subway, the real Joker.
Oh,
Which
that guy's my hero.
I love
What's been going on with
I
him
love when
lately?
Mark Hamill played Jared from Subway. I'm not doing that.
Everybody's got a plan until you fuck a kid.
I'm an agent.
Oh God, we gotta delete this whole episode.
Ooh, the big pants I held up in the commercials are worth about $200 on eBay.
But I don't know.
You
Yeah,
wanna know how I got these children? Folks, Pod Minutes to Cast Night.
You remind me of my son. I love fucking my son.
Oh no!
Okay.
All right, I'm sorry.
What did you listen to this week that you liked before we get into the shit that we listened to?
Should we explain it all what's happening, or is everybody
No,
who
who
listening
cares?
at home, you know?
No,
It's fine, they'll
it's
figure it-
literally
they'll figure
been
it
10 minutes. Nothing we can do now.
And it's gonna say it in the title.
I said pod minutes at the beginning. We're fine.
That's true, but we didn't do that fun thing where we say
Oh,
our
wait, no.
names and then like a very small bit that we
We did.
for a whole week.
Well,
Did
let's
we?
just do it now then.
Yeah, let's do it
You
now.
can do it in the middle. There's no rules. You know you made this up.
I don't know. I just like consistency is good.
Kiss
for-
me now.
If I can
Wait,
see-
Drew, you wanted consistency, and you were like, "Let's do a Sam podcast." That'll bring order.
I have a good hi. My name is Drew that I wanted to do.
All right,
so,
all
Can I
right.
do it?
Sam, do yours.
Yeah, plug yourself.
No, you guys go first.
Okay, you
Okay.
go.
Hey, what's up? This is Drew Kaufman, and I bought the cucumber flavored Perrier water, and it just tastes like I'm drinking a salad soda.
Okay,
Thank you. I'm working on that one all week.
that's great. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Sam Nulman, and I have a cactus named Jennifer. I think she's dead. Jordan?
Thank you, Sam. I'm Jordan Olds, and I just realized that all of my weekend T-shirts are all the shirts I can't wear to work because they say ass and pussy on them.
Oh no. Same. Oh no.
You're gonna wear it to work anyway. Oh,
Like
wait.
deep fry my oh, absolutely. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. We're both wearing our pussy shirts.
I've never been fired for bad conduct, which is probably why I'm like this.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't really fire people for bad conduct at the salami sandwich factory.
How did you find me? How
added
did
me
you
on-
find me?
You added me on LinkedIn.
Salami sandwich factory.
Dr. Meats takes very good care of his employees.
He's not a real doctor, but we let him
But
do
we
it
let him do it
anyways.
He's honorary. He got it online.
He's a doctorate in music.
Yeah, if there's one thing we know, it's that doctors for music do great stuff and don't
With
hurt
salami.
anyone ever. What did you listen to this week that you liked?
I listened to the new what's that dude who looks like Shia LaBeouf but made of hot garbage? What's his name?
Harmony Korine.
No. Kind of, yeah, a little bit.
Adrian
Post Malone.
Brody? Oh, Post
No,
Malone.
I listened
Oh, ew.
I listened to that Post Malone song with Ozzy Osbourne because every fucking person ever in my life sent me it, and it's really fun. I liked it.
I really liked it too.
It's fun.
What did we?
Haven't seen it.
Well, the internet got all the metal people are mad. They're like, "How do these young children not know Ozzy Osbourne or whatever?" I'm like, "How the fuck would they?" For like 18 years, Ozzy Osbourne has been just like checking in every now and then and going like, "I'm not dead." That's it. That's what he's done.
Yeah.
So yeah, people have gone their whole lives not knowing what this person is. That's like if my parents were mad, they're like, "No one knows who Alan Alda is."
Which is funny because Alan Alda is also on the Post Malone album, and I thought his track was really good.
It was
Also,
really good.
everyone knows who Alan Alda is.
Yeah, sexiest man in America since 1955. Alan
Yeah.
Alda.
Alan Alda and Alan Arkin have been fucking.
Have you
for
seen
years.
his sex tape? Their sex tape?
Alan Alda and Alan
A night
Arkin.
of two Allens.
The night of two Allens.
Yeah. One night in both Allens.
Ugh.
They really mash it up. Thank you.
Yeah, they really Robot and Frank. What?
That's Frank Langella.
Is that Frank? Oh,
There's
is that Alan
no
Arkin?
Alan in that. You
What movie's
piece
Alan?
of shit.
What movie's Alan
You
Arkin in?
piece of
He's
shit.
in Little
Miss
Piss
Sunshine.
Little Piss
Oh
Sunshine.
yeah. I get anybody over the age of 50. I get confused.
with Frank Langella.
Yeah, they're all Beach Boys, right? That's how they met.
Yeah, they're all the Beach Boys. Alan Alda, Alan
Rainn
Arkin,
Wilson.
Ozzy Osbourne, and Rainn Wilson.
I genuinely forgot about the.
Sam,
Oh.
did you listen to anything?
Yeah, I found this young kind of folksy singer named Alex G. And then in parentheses it says Sandy. It's the stupidest name I've ever heard. Sandy Alex G. But I really like him. He's like a little semi-sad boy. I like sad boy music.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah.
Yeah, how sad is this? That's sad enough for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If it's got a tint of sad, I'm down.
Right.
And then I heard, what else? I don't know.
I heard a bird.
I heard a bird outside.
I was going to talk about Post Malone also, but I don't. I like that song. It was fine. Good for him. Oh.
And, sorry, I've been listening to a lot of The Breeders lately. I love them very much. I think they're
I've
the
never
best.
listened to The Breeders.
Oh, man, Kim Deal is the fucking best.
Yeah.
I love
Breeders are
them.
good.
They're the reason the Pixies were great.
Yeah, the Breeders are better than the Pixies.
Yeah, I love them.
I've listened to neither band. I know the one Pixies song.
From Fight Club.
Yeah, I know the Fight Club song, and then I know the one.
Oh, everybody was Fight Club fighting?
S Club 7. It was S Club 7. By the way, at some point at the rave last night, I was screaming, "It's S Club 7!" No one liked it. No one liked
It's
it.
S Club
Gay
Fight
people
Club.
don't have humor anymore. It's over. Gay people stopped liking things.
Yeah. They like you. Don't kiss my mic.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Anytime there's a
Ask.
silence, I'm going to kiss. I'm going to make a kiss.
Drew, I listened to a little bit of Gojira. This
Yeah?
week. I don't know why you don't like Gojira. Like, it's fine. It's not the It's not great. Why do
Is
you
that
hate
an
it?
anime?
Could be. It's
It's
French.
Oh, nice.
There's just like a French metal band. I don't know. They sound like something that you would like, so I'm just curious.
They sound like they like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory too much. Like, you know, like those grown adults that like talk about it and reference Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory still.
No.
I think that's probably the fans. I think this is in my head. I'm like, I think that because I've seen people that wear the hoodies of them, and I don't, and I agree that they look like they like still watch Johnny Depp movies.
No. Oh, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt that.
That's fine.
Actually, Drew did show me a band that was really good, which is with Flower Traveling Band. Whatever.
Oh, yeah. We plugged them on the last podcast, but if you
nice.
haven't heard them yet, Flower Traveling Band.
Yeah, you played them for me.
They're like an old Japanese kind of like proto doom metal band.
They're fun.
The thing about Gojira that I just like their music just sounds too like puppety for me. Like it sounds like they really want puppet music videos and not in like the fun way. I don't know.
I feel like you haven't listened to Gojira because every reference you make to them, I don't understand what you mean.
I've listened to
Like-
Gojira, but I should mention that the reason why I don't like them is because I edited their tour promos and I had to listen to the same song over and over and over and over again on loop for like a month.
But isn't it sad that, don't you find that someone you might have found funny or a band you might have liked, I'll find I won't if I've met them once. Just for the sheer fact that I know them and now they're successful and I'm a piece of shit. am sad and bitter and like don't want anyone I know to have success.
Not with musicians. Like I feel like every time I meet musicians, I actually like them more because they're always seem to be really good people. But the more I meet like actors and comedians,
I think it's more.
Oh, yeah.
comedians.
Yeah.
Drew, so what Drew is saying is he likes to be a little kiss-ass boy when he meets a musician. He likes to take a musician's dick and put it right in his mouth.
Hi.
Num 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 num.
She chews on.
Hi, I'm
give me
Jared
your
from
milk.
Subway, and I love a little kiss ass boy.
I'm just kidding. All right,
No,
let's
you're
talk
not.
about.
I'm a little kiss ass boy.
No,
Mwah,
let's,
mwah, mwah, mwah.
Let's talk about Insane Clown Posse, you fucking assholes.
Oh, dude. All right. Can I start?
Sure.
Let me begin
Yeah.
first. All right. Let me go on record in saying that I think juggalos are the funniest thing that has ever happened in the world. And I don't think there's a person that admires it more than me as an outsider.
Sure.
You're
like the Jane Goodall of juggalos.
I'm figuring out how to communicate with them. There is nothing more amusing to me or funny than a league of white rap clowns. That is the funniest. It's a movement. It's the funniest movement I've ever heard of in my entire life, and I've been really intrigued by Insane Clown Posse. I've never listened to a full album all the way through.
Yeah.
We listened to The Great Milenko.
Yes.
Which apparently Violent J named it that because he thought Milenko sounded carnival-y.
Yeah.
And he just made up this because I have some notes.
Ooh, Sam's got notes.
I've got notes.
So I should mention, the reason that we chose The Great Milenko, we knew that we wanted to do Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah,
and
well, why? Because, like, here's the thing. You guys have a history with Insane Clown Posse. Because they've always been in my periphery. Like, I grew up in, like, Colorado, so there were juggalos in my high school.
Yeah, same here. I'm from upstate New York, and we had juggalos.
Well, I was from New Jersey. I never saw a juggalo. Also, I was listening to this album. I thought they were from Florida. I was dead certain, but it was Detroit, and that makes sense too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Florida with no water.
Yeah. Well, they have those Great Lakes. That's the thing.
It's dry Florida.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What? Detroit.
There's no water in Flint. Flint still doesn't have water.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
but I didn't encounter juggalos, and I didn't really know what the whole thing was, and I didn't know it was based on one band, like this many people like acting this stupid, because of one band. And and our history with it, I remember was you showed me Insane Clown Posse for the first time.
I did, yeah.
We were living in Brooklyn, and I really lost my mind over it. I thought it was the most amazing. I couldn't believe there were rap clowns. I thought it was so funny. And then Jordan, you wouldn't stop going like, no, you're sincere. You really like this, don't you? And I was like, no, I don't. And you were like, you do. I think you really like it. And then to this day, I don't know if it's ironic or not. I don't know if I genuinely like it. I might. I might genuinely like this garbage.
You should get a job at Vice.
I remember the moment you guys like got back from a road trip and came into the apartment, and Drew went, I've done a horrible thing.
yeah.
I decided to show Sam Insane Clown Posse, and he can't stop it. He won't stop it. And then you came in the room. Then you came in after Drew, and you were blasting it on your phone and rolling around on the couch. And here's the thing. When I was in high school, like I remember thinking that like juggalos were little assholes. Like they would try to fight me and my stupid punk kids. Like a juggalo tried to hit me with a skateboard, and I remember I caught it and then kicked him in the balls, and then we both had to.
Yeah, I remember that level of Tony Hawk. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had to like it. Like I was like, oh, they're like the devil, and then like I saw like. On Halloween one night, there was a family of juggalos, like a husband and a wife, a brood, a husband and a wife, and then they had little babies. I
believe it's called a giggle. A giggle of juggalo.
A juggalo.
Look up ahead, a gigolo.
A juggalo. But their kids were also like 5-year-olds. With the face paint, and they had knives, like real knives, and the kids were like sword fighting with butcher knives on the street, and I was like, nothing good can come from this band. So I never heard them ever.
Can full of Faygo, car full of fat chicks. Fuck you. Best lyrics ever written, ever recorded. I let me go on record.
Please stop. Please
stop. Yeah. All right. So this is exactly how I expected the podcast to go.
Dude, okay. Yeah. Let's go over the tenets of, like the Juggalo culture and of the ICP that this album definitely utilizes from start to finish. Also, I didn't realize this was their 4th album.
Yeah.
This is 1997.
So the reason why I picked this album, which I think is important to mention, is that I asked a friend of ours who I'm not going to name them, who is I would say a dirtbag, but like in the most like lovable, enjoyable way.
Oh
yeah, I'll censor that.
I knew it was.
Yeah, I'll censor that too.
I knew it was.
Yeah. So our friend, whose name is now censored,
he won't care.
He is, because I'm about to say something that he might care about.
Oh, okay, got it.
Because I think this is the funniest thing in the world. The person that I asked for advice just got a 6-figure salary and works for a major motion picture company.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I asked our 6-figure salary friend what album we should listen to, and basically the 3 options were the first album. I think if we listened to the first album, we would have fucking hated it because it's just like they're just doing bullshit. They're super white trash, and like Kid Rock is on the album before he ever even like broke. It's just
checks out.
Just a young Kid Rock. And then the album after this is called like the Jekyll Brothers, and it's supposed to be like a little more refined. And I've heard it's kind of just like fucked up Beastie Boys. But this album, according to like the 3 reviewers who didn't immediately commit seppuku after listening to this, they were like, "Wow, this is the album where the Insane Clown Posse found their voice."
Well,
so like,
this is the album where I actually have heard songs
right.
from it. Like this was like I think the most popular album.
Yeah, which is really interesting because the history of this album is so they were on like a smaller hip hop label. They got signed to Hollywood Records, which was owned by Disney, which had the same problem with Danzig.
Right.
This album was out for about 16 hours before Disney got pressure from Southern Baptist Church and pulled this album. They deleted the album. They pulled it out of stores. They couldn't sell it. All the music videos were taken off the TV, everything. It was just like nothing could be done until a little while later they got signed to a different label. So this was kind of like, it made the hype even bigger.
It gives them like indie cred while also they hit the Billboard charts hard and sold like 2 million copies of it.
Yeah.
So they got to have success and clout, even though they're rap clowns.
Yeah, they can't stress enough that they are rap clowns.
But
in case
that's
you didn't know.
okay.
Right.
So
they're wait, hold on. Let me get
Yeah.
this straight. Okay, so they're clowns that rap.
But they're also wrestlers. I think that also has to be.
They wear corpse paint, but like
That's just clown paint.
sure, and I don't know what's happening.
But it's kind of like.
I want to dissect this because I really want to
absolutely.
figure out. This is what I had with Danzig too.
Mhm.
I want to figure out if they're serious.
They're so
I need
serious.
to know if it's a joke because I think this is a little more complicated. Honestly.
I think, yeah, I agree. Well, because when I listen to this album, I now think that they know exactly what they're doing. I think it is 100% an act. First thing, surprised at a ton of these lyrics. I'm surprised that like most of these songs are about like beating up abusers and rapists.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also about putting your balls inside your own asshole and screaming at someone's mom.
So what what I was gonna say is like, so these are first off, there's the tenets of all, like every song has
The Dark Carnival.
specific things. So it's references to the Dark Carnival, which
Yeah.
I guess is like the Rapture essentially, but for
It's not. It's just where they work.
Oh, this is
there
just
was
where
a
they hang
lot.
out.
No,
This is like their diner.
the
It's
dark,
their
the
job.
Dark
Go to the
Carnival.
Dark Carnival.
The Dark Carnival is kind of like the Torah of the Insane Clown.
Because I was saying, like, who is the great Milenko? Like, is he the clown god that brings about the Dark Carnival? Or no, the Dark Carnival is just, like, the break room that they all hang.
No, so the Dark Carnival, if you read the same Wikipedia article that I did, it's basically the Dark Carnival is like their beliefs of like the afterlife when you die, and there are these
Really?
Yeah, and so it's not like Scientology with like this is a religion. It's just like it's a very thinly veiled allegory.
The fantasy idea.
Yeah, and then so basically the way that the album, like the whole reason that Insane Clown Posse happened, is that they were rapping under the name like Inner City Posse,
Mhm.
and then they decided to change it up when Violent J's brother quit.
Violent J went to a circus and got really inspired.
No, even crazier than that. Violent J he was wrestling at the time. So basically they were in gangs and stuff and they were doing crime, and then Violent J went to jail, hence the violent name. Came back and was like, I'm
Before
done.
that, he was really nice J.
Yeah. He was wholesome J.
Law-abiding J.
But he went to jail, and then he came back and he's like, oh, fuck this, I gotta focus on what I really want to do in my life, not crime, but wrestle. So he does wrestling for a while, and it doesn't go as well as he hoped it was. So he's like, fuck it, I gotta find the real thing to do, which is rapping. And so they ended up like kind of pulling themselves out of crime by rapping. And the way that they came up with Insane Clown Posse was he had a dream that he was being chased by a clown, and that dream, literally, like, Insane Clown Posse came to this guy in a dream, and that's why they wear the face paint, and that's why they have this mythology, and, like, the Great Milenko is, like, this clown that lives inside of all of you that can make you do bad things, and wants you to do bad things so you go to hell.
I'm gonna go drink bleach.
Yeah.
I feel like that's 100% like that's just like that is what you write on the box of the action figures that they probably have.
Yeah.
It's like, it came to me in a dream. No, they just
No, you're fucking
they were
stupid.
a wrestler.
You did something dumb, and then you're a wrestler, and you're in jail, and now you're funny.
a millionaire. No, I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't think this is dumb because this clearly fucking worked.
I know, it's
'Cause
weird. It's so specific that it created an entire movement. But so, like, I just wanted to go, okay, so the tenets are Dark Carnival, Faygo, and Faygo is because it's just a very cheap soda that can spray. And
Yeah.
so that it's just like it's just like for effect, I think, because they get to like
But
spray
did
something
they
on stage.
invent Faygo?
They didn't invent Faygo.
No, it's because they're from
a
a poor community
very, very poor,
in Detroit, and so Faygo is like a dollar store soda. That's like if they could have just as easily, like, their thing could have been like Diet Dr. Thunder, like the cheap dollar store soda.
Thing?
Yeah, maybe I don't know.
I'm gonna spray some Dr. Browns in your face.
No, man, Dr. Brown's
Celery
expensive.
tonic.
That's rich people soda.
Jewish juggalos.
Yeah, Jewish Jugalos.
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 Side note: one Halloween I was a juggaloyer.
Yeah, it was a good
I
costume.
do remember
I was
that.
really happy about that.
Yeah,
That was a very funny
With Faygo,
costume.
Faygo and Associates.
yeah.
But so yeah, Faygo, the Dark Carnival, and then the big one. And there's fat chicks is a thing.
Yeah.
Gangbangers, incest. But the big one, and I tried to count as many as I could. I didn't get nearly enough, not nearly all of them. Is how many times they talk about their nuts. They talk about nut sacks and balls so much that the whole time I just pictured the two of them with nut sacks and no dick, because they never make reference to their dicks, only their balls.
No, they come inside their pants. They have
Yes.
they have nuts. They don't. My
They
favorite
don't have
note.
dicks.
They don't say ass.
They say
or
butt.
asshole.
They say butt.
They say butt and butthole.
Can I-
Which is
so
so
here-
funny.
I wrote down all the lyrics that I could catch that have nuts, which is I'll make a voodoo doll of you and flick you nuts. Back to reality, your son's on crack and your daughter's got nut stains on her back. We got in What is a Juggalo, which is essentially like the Juggalo 101 song.
Right.
Like
I loved it.
It's
I
so funny.
loved that.
he goes,
song.
makes a weave with his nut hair, dips his nuts in your soup. He ain't a phony, bust a nut in your macaroni. Then another song has stretch your nuts back and smack them on your butthole. Women call him stretch nuts. And
Did
that's
you
only
say
a
dick?
few.
He does say dick once, because I remember that he says tie a string to your dick and jump out a 10-story window. And I was trying to figure out
Oh,
what
you're right. You're right.
what the implication of that was.
Right.
So, yeah. So I'm shocked at how honestly positive a lot of these songs are.
Yeah.
I
like-
didn't get that.
It's more positive than I thought it was going to be. I thought this isn't nihilistic to me. This music is not. It feels weirdly. It feels like it's anti all of the gross behavior that no one can control in a poor community.
But it's pretty misogynistic. I mean, it's very misogynistic.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah,
that being said,
but that's just it's hip hop in the 90s.
I do
What
agree
you
that
mean?
it was I thought that this album was incredibly fun. Very fun and weird, and this is I thought it was really fun to listen to.
I agree. I laughed so hard
Yeah.
many times.
Same.
Some of these, the lyrics, are the parts that are supposed to be funny on these songs are genuinely really funny.
Oh yeah, in Hocus Pocus, there's a line that's you call me something like a fucking piece of shit, blah blah, and I'll call you by your name. I'm like, oh, that's just a genuinely good joke.
Yeah.
It's just a good joke.
The ha-has, fuck you things is so funny.
So funny, but that's
I loved.
Okay, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Back to the misogyny, though.
No,
Well, here's the thing. Even with misogyny, I think it's just. It doesn't even feel like. I mean,
It
yeah,
felt
there's
perfunctory. We have to do this. It's 90s.
Yeah,
rap.
no,
This is
I
part of
agree
it.
with that.
Well,
yeah.
but it's also towards I don't know, they're gonna fucking nut on everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like
They're gonna
the
throw
abuse.
chicken heads at everybody.
Yeah, they are. Because I was expecting much more misogyny based on just
Yeah.
what I thought this would be. I'm it's gross white people from the 90s. It's gonna be awful.
Yeah, it is technically horrorcore. So, my perception of that was going to be, the really gross, porno grind, disgusting. And this is just kind of it's like an HBO movie. It's gross, but it never goes, so far that you're like, ew,
Cut
you
your
guys should be
finger
canceled.
off. Cut your finger off and stick it up your butt. Glue it shut. That's
Yeah.
fun. Although no, I found
So
one that
funny.
was really horrific, which was your little sis for only 13. She got some big tits.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
horrible.
I mean-
God, I didn't even hear that.
I mean, I
Jesus.
think it
Yeah,
should be
there's a
clear
lot of
that
stuff.
we're not defending Insane Clown Posse.
No, it's rednecks, gangbangers, and sister fucking.
But what I think is interesting, what I think is really the most interesting thing about it, first of all, this is extremely working class. They're not millionaires yet. This is the album I think that makes them millionaires because they're still talking about like their normal problems of getting caught in traffic and all the other stuff. They haven't quite.
Oh yeah, there's a whole song about getting caught in traffic.
It's great, and that's my favorite song on the album.
Okay.
But because this is 1997, so you know, this is also pre-Kid Rock breaking. Like I think they make a joke about Kid Rock getting too big to like work with them, but Kid Rock has not done like Ba Wada Ba or any of his other shit. You know, this is still just like they're big fish in a small pond. They haven't really broken outside of Michigan. I'm assuming. I mean, I'm not a Juggalo historian, but I did read their Wikipedia today while I was pooping.
Right.
But what I think is really interesting about this, and what's so fascinating about ICP.
I love how much you're using the words interesting and fascinating.
Well, it is. No, it is. Because
we're trying to take a clinical viewpoint of rap claims.
That's actually what I'm trying to do.
I'm sorry, Sam, will you pass me my small pair of glasses?
The tiniest ones.
Tiniest ones I own.
Smaller.
Oh, yeah. Smaller.
Get the tweezers.
Sam, give me that frozen raindrop to look through.
The thing about it, though, that is fascinating and interesting to me about Juggalos is that it's this thing that kind of comes from nowhere, and they build their own culture. And they, like, yes, they spray people with soda, so Faygo is a thing. And they wear clown face paint for some reason, and now they can avoid face detection cameras because of that. You know, they have their hatchet. They have this whole like culture, and it makes me think of like there's that quote from like David Mamet. Mamet. I say it wrong every time. There's this David Mamet quote where he's like,
"Do you know David Mamet?"
Yeah, and perhaps you've heard of the greatest Juggalo of them all,
David
Glengarry Glen
Glen Sauce.
Well, I have a point. I swear I have a point. There's a quote though where he's like, wrestling is theater for the working class, and I think like Juggalo, like ICP is like Disney for the working class. They like built like an empire.
Here's what
Well, here's the thing. I think that's bullshit. Like that's such a that entire sentence is like a weird like you know, like it's this but for this. No, not really. I think it makes total sense why this is a thing.
I felt that it was an entire movement of poor white people in search of a culture and desperately wanting to be intimidating, and they're basing it on the notion that clowns are scary. I think it's so funny. I think they're just
maybe.
I think that's the thing. I was trying to figure out the tone because I was like, all right, they're basing it all on clowns, so clearly there's like a sense of humor here about it. They want to be
right.
But they also want to be intimidating. So they're going with like scary clowns.
I think what I agree with that. I think what it's become is that it's scary. Like they're clowns that your mom thinks is scary.
Yeah.
But when you actually like listen to it, like it's just
silly.
Fucking silly.
Yeah.
It's like how I think people are this passionate about it because people are so angry about it at the same time.
Right.
I think it's one of those things. Like it's like
they were listed as a gang by the FBI.
Yeah, which is so. I think. Yeah, I feel like this is just a joke that got skyrocketed, and they're just like, okay.
But it's beyond skyrocketing. They have their own music festival that they do every year, and it's basically the Coachella of Detroit, you know?
I know, but also fucking, I don't know, Weird Al is touring with a symphony. Like, this shit happens.
For all the negative shit associated with them, I really like it. I think it's so funny. I think it's so fun. I think it's stupid and weird. I just think it's weird. It's really interesting. Like that's I don't know. I
just think it's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like I listen to What is a Juggalo, and it's so funny that it actually kind of answers the question a little bit. They're like, what is a Juggalo? Let me think for a second. Oh, he gets butt naked and walks through the streets, winking at the freaks with a 2-liter stuck between his butt cheeks. That's so fucking weird. Like I don't.
And it's just
like,
silly.
If you're
It's
just
like
a
we're saying
weird...
we're silly and gross.
Yeah.
We're silly and gross, and we want to freak you out. Yeah, we're rude it was the 90s, so they're gonna say like a lot of horrible misogynistic stuff too. But it's like also for some other shit that we've had to listen to, not the most misogynistic, especially for the time. And I don't know, it's fucking weird. And I would if like I was like a weird, lonely kid who listened to it, I would think it's really funny.
I mean,
I don't know,
think
right?
I'm afraid, genuinely afraid, that if I had discovered them in high school, that there was a chance I would have fucking gotten real into it. I am really afraid that I would have been one of them.
I mean, it's not any different than, like, I'm sure you had an Eminem phase. Like, the only difference between this and Eminem is, like, kiss face paint, you know?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well,
Yeah,
the thing is...
yeah, because they're from, like, 10 feet away from each
all
other.
the same, yeah.
Yeah.
And I watched a video of Shaggy 2 Dope drop-kicking Fred Durst.
Oh, that rules.
While Limp Bizkit is doing a show, and Shaggy 2 Dope runs on stage and drop-kicks Fred Durst.
That's so funny. That fucking... I don't know. Here's the thing. You saying that you would have been a juggalo, I think that that's true, but I also believe that because I think you would have been brave enough to actually have been a juggalo. I think it's brave to just be a juggalo, especially in high school. Because I would have... If I heard this, I probably would have genuinely thought it was really funny and maybe have gotten into it, but I would have been a coward and not actually. I would have like listened to it and seen.
Oh no, I also would have been secretive about it. I would not have let anyone know anything. I was gay. I knew how to hide shit. Like, are you kidding?
I don't think you would have hit this though, because the thing is, like,
I would not have admitted that I was.
No, because but we're looking at it from the perspective of now, which is like everybody knows what a juggalo is because it's been made fun of on like Saturday Night Live and Workaholics and all these shows, and like it kind of got exposed as like this outer subculture. But there was a time, and this is like how I know juggalo stuff from high school, where it was like a lesser known subculture. It reminds me a lot of like before people started making, we got to charge the battery on your laptop. It reminds me of like before being emo became a joke. You know what I mean? Where it was like if you listen to emo music, you kill yourself. Like the second that like your subculture gets known enough that there are stereotypes to it, it's done. And that's when people make fun of it and people do that. But there was like a time before that where you just wore tight green t-shirts and tight jeans and you're like, look at that weird kid. They look like a fucking like alien bird. Dancing queen bird. But I think like the more that we learn, again, I know that I'm like being analytical, but like the anthropology of juggalos is so funny to me. It's like I think the more that we learn about juggalos and you find out about like juggalo dating websites and juggalo baby funerals and all this stuff, it's like we are observing a subculture from an outside perspective and trying to like understand it from the outside, whereas on the inside it's just people who found a weird thing that they like, and there are definitely like aspects of it that have considered crime because the dudes who started it were criminals.
Actually, you know what? I might have tried to have people think I was into it because I was hiding the fact that I was really into Destiny's Child at the time. And I was hiding the fact that I really loved, like, it was like Destiny's Child and Macy Gray and Blue Cantrell. It was a lot of, like, I just listened to a lot of black women. And then I probably would have just thrown ICP in there to throw people off the scent. Yeah. But then also would have been into ICP.
Yeah.
Right. But I see. I assumed that you would have been you would have let people know because you let people know that you liked wrestling.
Yes, that's true. Well, and I guess what we're getting to the bottom of is, do we think that juggalos are embarrassing? That's, I guess, what we're talking about. Do we think that these people should be embarrassed? The answer is no.
No.
Not now. But also because we do this shit. We put ourselves in weird face paint. We go outside and we film things and we're rowdy and disgusting. So, like, I get it.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, this seems like, I don't think it's as much, like, I think it's grown into a culture, but I think it's one of those things where, like, it just got out of hand. Like how Jeremy is now very much just his Jeremy own Twitter icon.
Ironically alt-right is now just alt-right.
Is he?
Yeah,
not really, but he needs to shut the fuck up. Jeremy,
he's like,
Jeremy's on his honeymoon and tweeting like, "We have to lock up Clinton." It's like, are you joking?
He is.
Yeah, Jeremy, if you're listening to this, which you're not, Enjoy your honeymoon, man. Get off Twitter.
Yeah, no. But I'm saying, like, like, I feel like there's Juggalo dating sites because literally the two guys were like, holy shit, what if there was a dating site? Wouldn't that be insane? I feel like it's just like a series of dares. Like, what if we had our own festival? And it happened. Like, I think this is a joke that turned into a real culture, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I think
I don't think it's a joke as much as I think it's like Blink-182, where like they found a thing and they did it, and then they kept doing it, and now suddenly they're 48 and still doing it. You know what I mean?
No, well, because what was the last thing that the last big thing that musically was the thing is that song "Miracles," which is 100% a joke.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's
though.
not.
It's
though.
not a joke.
That's not a joke.
They said it's not a joke.
And actually, I will say this: like, while
I know they said it's not a joke, but
I
don't
will say
believe
this that I like. While I think they have a sense of humor, obviously, I do think that they started this as a way to air out their aggression and to get because they clearly were actually like criminals and violent and stuff like that. And then they were like, let's get this out. And then there's a lyric. I don't think it's on this album because I was watching some interviews with people and someone pointed out a lyric that was like, we're doing all the murdering and shit for you. It's going to be all right. It was like, essentially, that's like the kind of lyric that was like, hey, get all your aggression out listening to our music, but don't actually hurt people.
Yeah.
Because they're not in favor of violence, actually, even though, obviously,
I mean, you
their
have
music
to
is
remember
graphically violent and specific.
Yeah, again, I saw literally a Juggalo family with two babies with sword fighting with butcher knives when I was a kid. And that's what I thought all of it was. I thought the music I was told that, like, I was like a mom, who was watched the news and just heard that, like, Marilyn Manson is, like, causing people to do school shootings or whatever. That's how I thought about ICP, just based on this small experience. But all of these lyrics are just, like, about, like, we're gonna be crazy. Like, it seems like it's good natured. Like, I don't know, if it wasn't a joke and self-aware, I don't think that shit would be in the lyrics.
It is self-aware,
I don't think
but
there
it's
would
not
be
like
any
Andy
of that.
Kaufman, like where everybody's in on the joke. You know.
I don't think
I don't think
that
it's
the crowd
sincere,
gets
but
it.
tongue-in-cheek, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's like they are really conjuring these images, and it's from a feeling of like it's coming from a real place, but they're putting a humorous spin on it and realizing how ridiculous it is.
Yes.
That they have self-awareness about, but I think that it is genuine. And also that song, that Miracles thing,
is 100% serious.
And I know it's because it's so nuts, and it seems insane that they're talking about the glory of magnets or whatever it is.
No, they say fucking magnets. How do they work? There's a line in my favorite song on this album where he's just like, he basically says like, history and math doesn't buy me a hamburger. I can't go into McDonald's and say that you can make granite into sandstone and trade it for food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, actually you could. You just get a job working as a mason.
Right. No, of course. But I'm saying that I'm not saying that the Insane Clown Posse actually knows how a magnet works. I'm saying that they know that it's funny that they're writing this song and that they're writing about stuff that they don't understand. I think that they know that.
I think that song. I think you're right. I think that song was 100% serious, and that was like, Violent J, we've been making music for 20 years.
You think
Let's be honest.
After the fact, they're going, yeah, we know it's funny, but really, like...
Yeah, it's like The Room, where, like, where Tommy Wiseau is like, it was a joke all along.
No, I can't tell, honestly.
Because it's too late. It's too late in the game for them not to know.
Well, they did, I mean...
No,
they did add... It was them
funny.
adding Christianity to their music suddenly. It was them becoming Christian.
No, well...
No, that's what it was.
Yeah, but it wasn't like they were becoming Christian. Like, they were just, like,
No, they were, though.
No, the whole... They're not like suddenly
Look
becoming gospel or anything like that. No, the whole thing about the Dark Carnival and the whole thing about all these albums is like this idea of judgment of bad things. If you do bad things, you get punished for them, and it's like it's a mildly like Christian tone to it, and they might be Christian, but they aren't suddenly becoming like Jesus rockers. Like there's a quote where Violent J is literally like, yeah, I believe in God, but I don't think Shaggy 2 Dope has been to church in 12 years. Like, we're not a Christian band. We just raised our kids Christian. I think that, but the reason that I say that is because like your perspective right now on like Insane Clown Posse are doing this because they think it's funny. You're judging Insane Clown Posse post 2011 when they got really exposed into the mainstream. Because until that Saturday Night Live sketch where they made fun of the Gathering of the Juggalos, like the only people that knew stuff about Juggalos were either Juggalos themselves and their adjacent families, or people who had been making like jokes about them. They were like a comics kind of joke. And now that it's like broke,
Right?
Here's
no, I hear. I know.
This is an article from The Guardian.
It's British, so you know it's true.
Thank you. Insane Clown Posse have this entire time secretly been evangelical Christians. They've only been pretending to be brutal and sadistic to trick their fans into believing in God. They released a song, Thy Unveiling, that spelled out the revelation beyond all doubt. Fuck it, we got to tell. All secrets will now be told. No more hidden messages. Truth is, we follow God. We've always been behind him. The carnival is God. And may all juggalos find him. We're not sorry if we tricked you.
That's exactly what I just said, though.
Yeah, and then the news shook the Juggalo community to its core. While some fans claimed they actually had an inkling, having deciphered some of the hidden messages in several songs, others said they felt deeply betrayed and outraged. They'd been innocently enjoying all those songs about chopping people up and shooting women, and it was Christian rock.
I think that's the whole thing is hyperbole, though.
And then Violent J said, yeah, you have to speak their language. You have to interest them, gain their trust, talk to them, and show you're one of them. You're a person from the street, and you speak of your experiences. Then at the end, you can tell them, God has helped me. All right.
Yeah, but that's different than, like, they're not a Christian band. They just happen to be Christian. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know. Where we're at right now is another Lou Reed episode. This is what it is. For me, I have my interpretation of the band, and just like at this point, like I don't know. I feel that because I still think that Lulu was Lou Reed tricking Metallica into making a terrible album. I now think that like that the Insane Clown Posse is just a crazy long con. Nathan,
Beautiful
for you,
Jordan, so sweet. He has to believe in the best in people. He can't accept that people.
That's not that he's not believing the best. He's
What
believing
are you talking about? This is
he's believing they're like evil.
This is the most evil thing that they could do.
But the
possibly
truth is, I really think they're genuine. I think they're genuine. But they're also funny. I think that's what it is. And then, I mean, because Miracles, it seems so insane. Like, oh, here's some lyrics from Miracles. It's hot lava, snow, rain, and fog, long-necked giraffes and pet cats and dogs, fucking rainbows after it rains, there's enough miracles here to blow your brains, fucking magnets, how do they work? And I don't want to talk to a scientist. Y'all motherfuckers lying and getting me pissed. I don't want to talk to a scientist. No, that's straight up. That's like, it's not Christian rock. It's weird Christian clown rap.
Yeah.
But it is Christian. That is Christian. That is very inherently Christian.
Honestly, it's high school education. It's just two dudes with a high school education and a lot of money and 17 albums. That's really what it is.
They seem melancholy and preoccupied with the negative critical response to Miracles. Oh.
But again, I think part of that is that you're talking about now that they've broken into the mainstream, where now people who are not a part of that culture are invested in them, partially because they're waiting for the next joke. They think that Insane Clown Posse is a joke, whereas, you know, the people who like, there's just there is just like something super weird about all of this, everything. Which is that like it's just strange to be like in a nice apartment in Los Angeles discussing like the deeper meanings of white trash clown rap.
Wait,
of literal gangsters.
Really quick,
stopped being gangsters, but
that
they
being said, really quick, this made me laugh a lot.
Yes.
This is a quote. Have you ever stood next to an elephant, my friend? Asks, this is Violent J. A fucking elephant is a miracle. If people can't see a fucking miracle in a fucking elephant, then life must suck for them because an elephant is a fucking miracle. So is a giraffe.
I kind of agree.
He's right.
I think he's right.
He's right. I think he's right.
Truthfully.
He's right. So here's all right. When you brought this up to me earlier, Drew, I'm just gonna give this a shot of us talking about it. Like, I see the love for this band and the hate for this band is very similar to probably the most controversial band to be discussed on this podcast, Tool.
Yeah, totally. That was the reason why I wanted to do this album, because I thought if we did the first album, people would do the same thing with Tool, where they're like, "Oh, you listened to the wrong one."
I thought you were going to say Greta Van Fleet.
No one gave a shit about
No.
Greta Van Fleet
Yeah.
when we talked about it. They were like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yes. Spoiler alert: Greta Van Fleet sucks. I was trying to play the devil's advocate.
I know. I was
Didn't
going to say I would
Didn't
listen to
work.
that, and I was like, you guys are
work.
just
Try.
just going against the asshole Pitchfork reviewer, but really he was right, unfortunately.
Yeah, of course he was, but we needed to
Play devil's advocate.
wanted to make an interesting episode. You can't just be like, "This sucks."
Sure
I
you
can. I do all the
I mean,
time.
it sucks.
We
It
get
didn't. It definitely sucked. I still don't think it was like 1.0 suck, but it sucked. Yeah. Whatever. I still think that band, they get one album after this. If the album they make after this one isn't good, then I was wrong and they suck.
I think someone's gonna fucking mail me a horse head for this, but I think that Tool and Insane Clown Posse are the two sides of the same coin. I think Tool is if you took Insane Clown Posse and you replaced Faygo and a sense of humor with Odd Time and a dude with a bad haircut. I think they're the same thing.
It's a guy
I've
in a
never
wig.
heard Tool. Should
you're
I listen to
fine.
them? No.
It would be funny if you
No.
started listening to Tool and got really into
What's
Tool.
their deal?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Well, I think,
Anything
yeah,
like Bush?
pretty much what
President
Yeah,
Bush?
George W.
it's George. They're like
Yeah.
George W. Bush.
So a patriot,
But only the first. Yeah, and Insane Clown Posse is the pretzel that tried to kill George. But no, I think so.
This band is a
With
pretzel that the
Tool,
president choked on. Absolutely.
I think I remember. Like with Tool. Tool is a like they're like people yell at me for calling them a new metal band. I don't know what else to call them. They are that. They take like everything is really like snarky. Like I don't know. There is the word like mentally superior always kind of comes up when people talk about them because of the way that their music is. It also feels very mean-spirited, but the thing is that it's just the way people hate that band, Tool, and love that band is unbelievable. You're not allowed to have like a middle. I've never seen anything like the way that
Speaking
people.
of that, are there people
yell at each
that
other.
really hate the Insane Clown Posse? Like actually really hate them? Like 'cause
Yeah.
it seems I don't know.
I still think
It
Insane
seems
Clown...
so silly that it wouldn't be a thing people would hate.
I think
them.
that the three of us are probably...
I think it's become something that I feel like there's people that see it as like going to the
exactly.
zoo.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Kind of
Which is
it's kind of what we're
bad.
Well, yeah, a little bit. I do feel a little strange about this, but I only feel strange about it because it's very similar to
doing.
like...
I have no remorse.
Yeah, I know.
I have no remorse about this, and I will
anything.
look at them like
You've
I'm
done
sorry,
more evil
they're
things
rap
than this.
clowns. I'm going to look at them like they're fucking
Well,
animals.
'cause-
I don't give a shit. This is funny.
Well, there's...
How dare you? Don't ever turn this into a think piece. That's funny. I'm not gonna feel bad about this.
I think...
I didn't talk to fascinating and interesting.
over here.
Well, I mean, I'm not fucking the Village Voice sending a photographer every year to be like, hey, take pictures of white trash folks in Michigan and send them back to New York.
You would do it. You would absolutely go to. I would love to go with you to the gathering. Of the
I would
Juggalos
do
and
it,
take
but I won't-
pictures. But we would also join in.
Yeah, I
We would wear face paint. We would have fun.
We 2 minutes tried to go.
No,
You
I
could
don't
remember?
remember that. When did we try to do that?
Yeah, we tried. I don't know. It was like right
Oh
when
yeah,
we
that was
first
the year
started.
that
we
Tequila got literal shit thrown at her at the gathering of the Juggalos, and Tom Green had to try to like calm the audience down because they were gonna kill her. That's a real thing.
That was
happened
the
up.
best
That's
sentence.
so
Isn't that the
funny.
weirdest sentence in the world?
Wow. Tom,
No, but
Such
the
a
thing,
good
okay,
sentence.
but the thing about Juggalos is that I don't think I think people might hate Insane Clown Posse having never listened to them, because most people who are not into rap clowns have ever listened to Insane Clown Posse. Even as a joke, most people have not taken the time to sit down and listen to Insane Clown Posse.
So you're saying anyone that hates them hasn't ever listened to them? Yes,
but I could argue that they are probably right, and if they listen to, because the big thing that people said to me was like, how do you know that you hate Tool if you've never listened to them? And I was like, because I know what I like, and I'm not going to like that. And sure enough, I listened to them, and people were like, oh, you went into it without an open mind, and that's not what happened. I just listened to something I didn't like. Granted, I like funny things, which is why I like Insane Clown Posse this way.
Wait, do you feel that way all the time, though? Because I feel like there are bands that I've avoided for years, and then it turned out I really liked. Like, I avoided Arcade Fire for years because they sounded like some bullshit hipstery indie thing, and then I listened to them, and they are that, but I love that.
Truly, the only two
That's
bands...
what I'm into, so I was like, why am I upset about this?
The only two bands I ever ignored were Tool and Korn, and I started listening to Korn because of this podcast, and every once in a while I'll throw on a song or two, but my opinion on Korn was right, which is like, I don't think I'm going to like this. The bass tone sounds like someone farting in a car.
Well, yeah, I guess there are ones you're going to hate. I wouldn't like Korn either.
Those are probably the only two.
Drew, I feel like that's a very a thing with you specifically is I feel like you more than anyone I know, I feel like if you say that you don't like something and then you're going to go see it, you usually don't change your mind. You are very much a person who's very you see what something is, you see the culture around it without experiencing it, and make your opinion on it before the thing.
Look at something completely separate. I mean, we haven't done this with this, but at all.
No.
But I was going to say, look at something completely separate from its reception and just look at the actual product itself and like, what is that and how do I feel about it just as me, separate from how everyone else feels about it, separate from critical acclaim or anything. That being said, this has such a funny, weird thing around it and such a culture that it's kind of impossible to talk about it without talking about the Juggalos and the Gathering of Juggalos and all that stuff. And like,
you have to, because that's what it's about. And that's also that's, I think, how when I listen, because I listened to two of the Tool albums, and I listened to the first one, the same one that you did, and that one felt so weird to listen to just even from an outside perspective, because it felt like I was, like Lucy and I talked about it, and we were like, it felt like walking to a dinner with some friends, and then like some of their friends who you don't know, and those two friends that we don't know get in a huge fight, and we're like, what's happening? We don't even. So I've just felt very out of place, and just I felt that there was a lot of negativity. But with their like, I don't know. I was able to find stuff that I was like, I get why people want to listen to this weird space shit. It's just like I don't know. Everybody has their favorite version of a laser show that they want to go see at a planetarium.
I never said that I don't get why people like it. I just don't like it. That's the thing, is that like
what are you talking about now?
Tool. But we can stop in a second. I just want to say, like, the thing for me is that I generally, if I'm not gonna have fun, I don't like things, and it's not fun.
It's not
and that's
fun.
the thing, is
that's
that like there's no perspective
fun.
that I could have gone into Tool completely open ended where I would have had fun, and that because that's the thing is I went in thinking I wasn't gonna like Korn,
yeah.
And every once in a while I want to listen to Twist, and I want to listen to like a couple of the songs. Because it's fun. It is. Korn is fun. I don't like it, but I'll have fun. Listen, if it came on the speakers,
I'll say that
I think Tool is completely joyless.
I'll say this about this album about ICP is
it's fun.
That it is very fun, but also I won't choose to listen to this really. Like if this is like a once a year thing. Every now and then every now and then I will. I do know the words to Hocus Pocus.
Right.
Because I love that song. I think it's so funny. But it's only an every once in a while thing because does feel like a novelty.
Yeah, I'm not like it was fun listening to this album because I'm like, I can completely get why people want to listen to this because it's a lot of fun. It is funny. Honestly, this is the most controversial thing I'm going to say, probably.
You don't think a woman should be president?
Even some... Right?
Oh, finally,
I
we
don't
all are
think
saying
so.
what we feel.
Jesus Christ.
Right. It's called the White House. She's gonna turn it red. I'm just.
None of us mean these
No,
things. All right, go.
no.
Sorry, I'm sorry I cut that off.
We don't. Just even some of the like I don't know. Even some of like the little. I was expecting to just be in a nightmare hole listening to the actual music of it, and it wasn't as assaulting.
We also forgot to
as I
mention
thought it
that
was
Slash
gonna
is on this album.
And Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
I can't. Alice Cooper doing the intro, I genuinely was like, this rules.
Yeah.
This fucking rules. Take me to the circus,
I
Alice
will
Cooper.
say one other thing.
I want to go. Also, Slash.
Because
why
Slash
did
was
they
on it
need
because he was a
Slash?
fan of the
It's
band.
two
He
chords.
wanted to do it, and he did it for a bottle of liquor. That was the payment
Yeah.
he took. He was just like, I like Insane Clown Posse.
I want to try Faygo.
I want to try Slash. Put on a hat and a wig and just walk around.
Oh, I thought,
Kiss
thought
him.
I took it as you wanted to kiss him.
Oh, a sexual thing? No.
I wanna
Slash
try
is-
him.
Try him out.
Yeah. He wants to kiss him on the lips because that's the only part
Yeah.
of his face you can
I'm going to
see.
say one more thing about...
Slash is 60% lips.
Yeah. And the rest of it is cigarette. Cigarette hat. Here comes cigarette hat. I would want to say one more thing about Tool versus Insane Clown Posse, though. Because I think the difference between Tool and Insane Clown Posse, and the reason why I really like Insane Clown Posse so much more than Tool...
Because they're rap clowns.
Because Insane Clown Posse is inclusive. Insane Clown Posse welcomes people in. They have a
Fuck you.
They have a culture of acceptance.
Fuck
I'm
you.
gonna punch you in the dick. They have a culture of acceptance.
Can full of Faygo, car full of fat chicks.
Yeah, they let the fat chicks in the car. I don't think Tool would let the fat chicks in the car. There's no Tool festival. There's no like their Tool was too good to put their music on streaming services and have people enjoy their music.
Stretch your nuts back and smack them on your butthole.
Tool is not inclusive and Insane Clown Posse is a family, and I respect that.
Cut your finger off, stick it up your butt, glue it shut. You want to keep going?
No, why would I keep going?
I can do this.
It's
all
funny
day.
No one
that-
wants to hear this. This is for me.
It's yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
again,
you invited me
Sam
on an
the
Insane
podcast.
Clown Posse podcast and didn't think I was gonna scream laugh.
No, I did think you were
Talk
gonna
about
scream
my
laugh.
nuts.
I'm having a great time. I think.
I'll make a voodoo doll of you and
I
flick
think
your
I'm having a
nuts.
good time too. I think my favorite stuff was when I forget which song it was, but literally, like Violent J says a line, and then the next verse is Shaggy going like, "What the fuck was that? Like, why did you say that?" And he's
Yeah,
like, "I don't
I
know,
love
just
that.
do your part." I was like, I genuinely think that's so funny. That's hilarious.
I love it.
I don't know. This fucking shit is hilarious. What are you gonna do? It's not. We've listened to things that sound worse and are more harmful. Like, I don't know. I had a fucking good time listening to this record. There's nothing I can
I had a
do
good
about
time,
it.
but
I had a good time.
If I wasn't a juggalo, and I listened to this alone, I would be ashamed. I do have to say.
No, I would never be able to do that. But here's just this one time going through it,
agreed.
it was harmless. Harmless. I will never listen to this again unless I'm in the car with
And then
the
we'll
two
drive
of
off a
you, and
cliff.
then
We drive
it'll
off
just
a
happen.
fucking cliff.
3 little piggies to make a 3 little
Yeah,
piggies
we're gonna
to
tie
make a
our-
piggy pie. There's nothing like the sound when you hear a piggy die. I might use a gun. No, I might use an axe.
I
Yes.
hated
The
that. I
carnival's
hated
in
that
town.
so
Come
much.
Get your piggy
I
snacks. Huh?
I fucking hated that.
That
That song was
very
upsetting. I don't like the. I hated the pig noise. I hated the whole thing. That song. I hope that song will tie its dick around a thing and jump
One
out
of the
a
things
window.
about like '90s hip hop that I hate the most is skits, because you know that they're like trying to be fun, but then all of a sudden you just like, oh, so that's what it sounds like when Biggie Smalls coughs into a microphone for 30 seconds.
Oh, I
Like-
liked the skits. I thought that was what made it really well-rounded and funny and made
Yeah.
them seem self-aware and like, because clearly they were just trying to be funny.
No, I didn't hate them.
Totally.
I just like it's a lot of annoying loud sounds.
Yeah. Well, you're friends with me.
Oh, the dating games song was incredible.
Yeah.
That was
Which one was
amazing.
that?
At the end, when they just lyrically, you go on a journey where they get into a fight.
It's one of those things where like, do you ever like think about like, are bands friends? Like when they're not on tour, like do they call each other? And I just imagine like Violent J and Shaggy, Too Dope, like out of makeup, like in a backyard with their kids, like playing together, and they're smoking cigars and they're barbecuing. And he's like, "So how's Mrs. Too Dope? You know, things are pretty good."
But that's why, like songs like that, it's like are why I think that they are aware of everything that they're doing. I feel like Miracles happened and is like a Christian thing because they thought it would be funny to convince everybody that they're Christian.
I think you're reading into it too hard. I think that's like saying like Kid Rock thought it would be funny to go to the White House without realizing like also he fucking is a awful crazy Republican douchehole. You know what I mean? Like there's some funniness into it for sure, but that's like tip of the iceberg. You know, the bottom layer of it all is just these are just fucking weird dudes who spray soda and dress like clowns.
They're rap clowns.
I don't exactly.
They're white.
They're rap clowns.
I love them. I want to marry them.
I don't think.
I want to be Eiffel Towered by Violent J and Shaggy Too Dope.
What's Eiffel Towered?
You can't because you're not a large woman.
Who says Sam isn't a large woman?
I can be a
How
large
dare
woman
you?
if I want to be a large woman.
Favorite songs?
That's true.
The ones with the rap clowns.
I like the ones. The one with rap clowns.
Yeah, I like the ones that were insane, but also clowns. But not the ones that were Posse. No.
I like the ones where they said "fuck you."
I like the nuts.
Yeah, I like the ones when they would talk about stinky butts.
No, okay. Best song on the album, Hocus Pocus. I think. I really liked How Many Times. That's like the sad one that has him talking about being in traffic.
Yeah, I loved How Many Times.
Yeah. How many times
I
do you
love
want the
what
to say, fuck you? Yeah.
What is a Juggalo is incredible.
Yeah, that's great. That's a Juggalo 101, just teaching us.
It's like beat
about.
poetry.
Yeah, I love it. It's so funny. I love what is and then the dating game.
Yeah, the Nedden game. I don't know what that's a reference to.
I don't know what that means. I hope it's not awful. Sorry if that's.
I really liked Hallelujah, which is actually okay to add on to the thing about them being Christian but not Christian. Is I like that they made a whole song like that's about the excesses of the church and like how the church takes money from people. Because that's the whole song where they're basically being like, you know, a corrupt pastor like for $8,000 will heal your soul. I thought that was really.
Did you pull?
I like Boogie.
Did you pull out your? Did you pull out your Star of David because you've been talking about the Christian church too much?
No, I've had it out this whole time. It wards off evil spirits.
Yeah, it wards off the great Milenko.
Just a clown Babadook.
Yeah.
What is Milenko?
Again, Violent J said it. He thought it's the name of it's the last name of a wrestler, of an old wrestler, and he thought it sounded carnival-y, and so he just took it.
Oh, it's literally just the name of some wrestler. It's just someone's last name.
It's made up, and he made it, and it's an invented character for the guy who
The Great Milenko.
illusionist.
The Great Milenko is the fourth Joker's card in the Insane Clown Posse's Dark Carnival concept album series. The Dark Carnival is a concept of the afterlife in which souls are sent to a form of limbo while waiting to be sent to heaven or hell based on their individual actions. These concepts are related by Insane Clown Posse in a series of songs called The Six Joker's Cards.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dog? I'm sorry, I just don't want to we've read so much Wikipedia into the mic this episode.
That's fair.
I want to get fucked by Violent J and Shaggy Too Dope at the same time. I want them to double penetrate my fucking boy pussy until I I cum ribbons into
Ribbons.
my fucking empty can of Faygo that I will then lap up because I worship the rap clowns who I originally thought were from Florida, but they're from Detroit.
You need to take
Detroit is freshwater.
You
Florida.
need to take the Faygo cum and pour it on a pair of underwear and then eat it. That's how you have to drink it.
Did you say underwear?
Underwear.
I'll pour it on my nutsack and lap it. Is this too much? Drew just put his hand in his hands.
I thought you were gonna say Drew just put his hand in his butt.
I you know what it is? I'm taking after them after the Insane Clown Posse, which is
Oh my God.
I got bored, and so I decided to be disgusting.
I just put it
I
together.
I got bored, so I'm like, I'm gonna be fucking revolting.
That's
That's
exactly
this
what
band
I'm.
is.
But
Yeah.
And that's why I connect with them.
I think that
I
like
want them to
in
fuck me.
Insane Clown Posse has songwriting rules like Chekhov's gun. You know, like they have these things, and I think it's asses are for kicking, butts are for licking.
Yes.
Re-listen to the album with that in your head, and
nuts
you'll
are for
know
everything.
nuts are for everything.
Nuts are for everything.
Oh my God! This put it all in a brand new light. You guys. Wow! What a new experience.
You're a fucking genius and you cracked the code, man.
You
I
fucking
couldn't
did
You
it!
fucking cracked the code. I didn't know what was going on with this album until Drew Kaufman broke it down beat by beat, track by track. Fucking thesis, exam final, research paper. Motherfucker, I am currently sucking Violent J's nutsack in the back of a van. I am butt-chugging Faygo, and I am going to die tonight.
Thank you so much, Sam. Great. And you guys, too, can butt chug Faygo, suck Violent J's dick, and listen to Drew Kaufman read Wikipedia if you subscribe to our new audio, to our new podcast. Only $9.99 a month. You'll get a new Violent J dick, and I can't keep going with this.
Dude, follow me on LiveJournal. I'm going to be writing all about my asshole being painted like a fucking clown. My asshole's going to rap for 9 minutes. I'm a fucking star. Oh. Fuck you.
It's been like 2 hours. We've been talking for like fucking 2 hours, and we used to live together. This is just.
Sorry, I'm so hungover.
Drew, leave this in.
Dude.
I got a cold during this episode.
Oh fuck! I need to take 3 showers.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. Let's do plugs.
So antic. I'm Sam Nulman. My Twitter's at Samuel Nulman. I don't really go on it. Pizza Time is our sketch group. Me and Drew. It's Kaufman Pizza Time. Jordan burped. What
New
else?
sketch.
I'll
New
be.
sketch soon.
We have a new sketch coming out soon. Drew sucks my dick in it.
Spoilers, man.
Spoiler alert. You can find me at the Food for Less in the ramen aisle because I am over.
You can ask people to Venmo you money. That Katie does that.
Is someone gonna do that?
Only one way to find out. Plug away.
Okay, if someone wants to Venmo me, because I will use it to buy Faygo online because it doesn't exist in LA. What's my Venmo name? Hold on, everyone. This is important. Here are
Riveting.
your plugs.
Riveting.
Hey guys. This
Oh,
is...
my Venmo name.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
I fucking love you guys. At Sam-Nulman, Nulman. N as in Nancy, U-L, M as in Mary, A-N as in Nancy. Sam-Nulman.
How did you not know that was your Venmo?
These guys are my best friends in the whole world. And I just want to say how grateful I am to be on their podcast. They let me, that they have a podcast and put me on it.
Plug the Patreon. Plug the Patreon.
Oh, the Patreon, I believe, is at Little Metal Boys.
.corpsepaint.stevens.juicy.booty.xxx.1080p.mp4 Big Wet Butts 13.01.18.j.stevens.juicy.booty.xxx.1080p.mp4
All right, do you want to do your actual plug?
No, not really. Hey, what's up? This is Drew Kaufman. You can find me on Twitter at Tool the Band. You can add me on Instagram at Tool's new album. You can Venmo me at Maynard did some bad stuff. Google it. Buy my prints. I have photos for sale. Jordan?
You can follow me on Instagram at Shut the Fuck Up. We're done. Goodbye!